That was honestly one of the most difficult decisions I've ever had to make. You know, they approached. I got a phone call and said, "We have a trade in place with the Houston Astros. You have to decide whether you'll be able to waive or decide if you want to waive your no trade." And this was like 40 minutes before the midnight deadline. And literally, like when there's a midnight deadline, that paperwork has to be signed and into the commissioner's office. Otherwise, the whole thing's kiboshed. You can't, you know.
You saw that actually in the NFL, a trade that went through 4 minutes after.
Yeah.
No. So you had 40 minutes to decide.
I had 40 minutes to decide. And you know, a lot of people ask me over time, since that's happened, well, why weren't you prepared mentally for that decision? Because really, Houston was rumored throughout as a team that I could go to. Well, I felt I was doing a disservice to Detroit. If I were to start thinking about possibility of trade and not focusing on what I was doing on the mound for the Tigers, who is the team I had played for that long, I felt like I was doing a disservice to them. So I just kind of treated it all as background noise and didn't really like think about what it would mean to uproot my life in that fashion. So when the phone call actually came, which earlier in that day I was told by our GM that it didn't look probable. So even more so, I just kind of like shut it down. And then, you know, here comes a phone call at 11:20 at night saying, "Hey, decide." And I mean, if you can imagine, that was a pretty crazy 40 minutes, literally 40. I mean, I took every single second of it. I mean, I think there was a report that said the paperwork was filed with 2 seconds to go, 11:59:58. Wow. So,
do you call your agent?
I called everybody.
Talk to your wife or girlfriend, fiance at the time?
My fiance at the time, my current wife. Yeah, she was there. Thank God. You know, it was. I called my agent. I'm somebody that likes information. Just give me all the information I can have, and then I can decide. So I'm just trying to gather as much as I can. I'm calling my agent. I got a call from Dallas Keuchel, who, in the whirlwind of things, I felt bad. I ended up telling him, "Hey, man, like I appreciate the call, but I got to go." Right. And you know, the one thing that resonated with me that he said was, "Okay, man, I totally understand. I just want to tell you, you will not regret making this decision if you come to Houston." And then we hung up, and that kind of stuck with me. Talking with my now wife, she was there, and it comes down to like a singular moment, and it was just her and I. I had kind of gotten all the information. It's, I don't know, 11:55 now, and maybe I don't even. And I'm kind of pacing in our apartment, and I'm going, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. You know, just kind of like close your eyes. Just what's your heart telling you? And I look at Kate and I go, I don't know what my instincts are telling me. Like I just had nothing. And then finally, like a little bit more pacing, and I just go, I go, screw it. We're going to Houston. And she was like, heck yeah, we are. I'm kind of changing the language a little bit here. She's like, heck yeah, we are. And then like that was it. Decision made. And then we called our GM, said we'll accept it. He thankfully had the foresight to have some members of the staff down in our hotel, in our apartment lobby, with the paperwork. Because I mean, if they weren't there, there's no way that we could have gotten this done in that time frame. But he had them waiting there, was able to go downstairs, sign the paperwork last second, and the rest is history.